operator. Connect to Skynet, I'm a motherfucking Terminator. I'm a T-zone holic and I'm working on my training. Train for the day when the shit starts raining.
And you know me, when I'm with other guns, you're all I see. They don't have near the intimacy. You were my first, and you were, and you're my main next to me.
Hey guys, BELTFEDOPS here, and today we're doing a tabletop review on the Makarov pistol. Now, this is a blowback pistol. Fires 9mm Makarov, or 9x18 Makarov. It's a short 9mm. Fires from an 8-round magazine. We'll get to this. We'll get to the issue of these things later on in the video. But it's a straight blowback design. What that means is it's 100% recoil operated. There's no gas system. There's nothing besides a spring. These are very, very reliable. They're cheap too. As of when did I buy this? I think I bought this 2 years ago. They're selling for around 280 bucks. So that's what I paid for this. This is a Bulgarian Circle 10. It's got a little bit of wear from its former life in the Bulgarian military. But yeah, this is has a Bakelite grip on there. As you can see, it's sort of a clamshell grip. Has a lanyard loop, so you can put a lanyard on there so you don't drop your pistol. So, like I said, it's cheap, reliable, it's awesome. But continuing on with the review of the Makarov, it has a great military history and a great military background. It's the old faithful. Cheap, sturdy, reliable, it's everywhere. Just like an old hooker. The only downfall is the bullets for this thing, very hard to find. So you're going to have to order them off the internet like I do. I found this at a gun show, some Brown Bear right here. It's steel cased. It's a 94 grain full metal jacket. You can see there. This stuff is terrible. I constantly get light primer strikes with this stuff, and it's not the firearm at all. It's the ammo. It's terrible. They're not sealed properly, so they constantly have issues, especially in wet or humid conditions. Now, back to the firearm, because that's what we're here for. Bakelite grips, awesome gun. The sights are both fixed. They're non-adjustable at all. There's no windage or elevation or anything like that. They're fixed. The rear is a sort of V-notch rear sight. Excuse me. The front is a fixed bladed sight. You can see there. Now, they're fixed sights, but they're so close to the bore, they're stupid accurate. I was hitting headshots at 50 yards, no problems at all. And this is a very small pistol. I mean, it's fantastic how accurate it is. I love it. Especially with the trigger. The trigger's good, but it's awesome for a combat trigger. Now you got double action right here. You see you got a long pull. And now what that does is that cocks it and fires it. And then you have single action where you can pull a hammer back. And this is what you'll be shooting mostly on, except for your first shot. Just let you see there. You can see it's a little creepy, but it's great. It's a smooth, predictable creep is the best way to explain it. Very smooth, very crisp break. It's very predictable, what I like. The downfall, the shortcomings to this pistol. 8 rounds. 9 rounds if you're lucky and you could really squeeze them in. But primarily 8-round magazines. Now they're open here and here so that way you can see your ammo. I like that. So far it hasn't affected reliability at all. I mean, it works great. The only hiccup I ever had with these magazines was a surplus Bulgarian magazine that was still covered in cosmoline. I mean, the internals were just covered. I loaded it up and didn't think any of it. Ran it through the pistol and it did not work. It failed every time. But then I swapped magazines and it worked just fine. Second shortcoming of it says right here. It's got a heel release magazine. It doesn't have a thumb release, which would be awesome. it's got a heel release. You got to do this crazy weird reload at the range where you have to like hook your fingers up on the front of the magazine and slide your thumb back to extract the magazine. So magazine reload sucks. It's a low round count, but it's cheap, it's reliable, and it just works. It's very, very reminiscent of a Glock. It's just so reliable, it's boring. Now it does have a slide release on here that you can lock the slide back with, and it works. You know, it's a standard combat pistol. Everything works. It's accurate, it's affordable, it's reliable. One of the things that makes this thing really cool to have at the range is the holster. These are used by special purpose forces, Spetsnaz in Russia. These are really cool. These, I forget the names of it, but I'll have to insert it. They're like EFK holsters or something like that. What it allows you to do is it allows you to say this is a full magazine. We can put our full magazine in there, put the safety on and decock it, just like that. So we don't have one in the chamber, it's decocked and the safety's on. You can see the holster's open, sort of a clamshell style. And all you do is slide your Makarov in there, and then you button it and you wear it just like your holster. Now there is some play, but it's necessary for what it does. Now, whenever the time comes to engage, whenever you push the holster, you push it down, and if you don't have a magazine in there, it'll chamber it. What it'll do is, as you push it out, it takes the safety off right here. It chambers the round, which is why it locked back, because it has a magazine in it. And takes the safety off. So in one sweeping motion, pushing down, you take the safety off, and it's engaged, it's cocked back, it's ready to go. All you do is pull the trigger. And before that, you were safely carrying one without in the chamber, decocked, and the safety on. So that's the amazing part of this holster. Another thing you can do with it is, if you have a full magazine, you can take it. You don't have to button it up. I just button it up because it's nice to have. You can eject the whole. You can eject the casing. Let me see here. But that was the Russian holster, which makes it so very cool. I recommend you pick this up. I got mine for $80. The holster, I know the holster's expensive, but it's amazing what it does. A lot of the, one thing I will let you in on is a lot of ranges don't like the open trigger. They're like, oh, that's dangerous. You're going to shoot your leg. No, you won't shoot your leg if you, my favorite quote from James Yeager, if you keep your finger off the fucking trigger. You will be fine if you do that. So just go like that, push it out, and you're good to go. Then all you do is shoot. It's so simple, it's stupid, which is why I like this gun. I've run it multiple times. Like I said, IDPA. I haven't done any IPSC yet, but I plan on doing some IPSC. But I love this thing because it's reliable, it's cheap and easy, and it's functional. It's Russian. Okay, for the businessman that's going on the business trip that needs a small, reliable pistol that he can get out quick and terminate the enemy, is it recommended? Maybe. It depends on that person's size or stature. If they're a huge guy like me, you know, then you have no problem. You can conceal it under your fat rolls or something. But if you're a small guy, then probably. Probably. And if your assailant isn't wearing body armor, hopefully, because this stuff is not going to work without body armor. Modern ammunition, though, it may be wrong. I haven't looked at defensive loads for this, so that is a subject for your opinion and what you think that you need. If, you know, it depends on everything. Like if you if you live in a winter climate area, like in the northern states, don't use this, because they're wearing thick, heavy coats, leather jackets, or anything like that. It's gonna have a terribly hard time trying to penetrate through them. But yeah, look at defensive loads. You know, don't buy this crap. This is terrible. That's for shooting only. And train. Make sure you train if you get one of these holsters, because they can be dangerous in the wrong hands. But yeah, these run about $80. These run about $280. The rounds, I got them on special. You can see here, special for $15 at a gun show, 50 rounds. So bought some of that. It's terrible though. Don't consider that for defense. The magazines are stupid expensive. They run about $28, $30 a piece, which is, you know, they got surplus magazines all over. Which, I mean, you know, Glock 17 magazines run about that same price. But anyway, I'm getting really off track here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. My final thoughts are, it's accurate, reliable, strong. You know, it's a great pistol. I love it. I love taking it out to the range. Serious defensive use? No. I would not consider it for a serious defensive use, because it's just such a small caliber. The magazine changes are going to be damn near impossible to do if you're under stress, and there's just not enough rounds. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please let me know if you want to see more tabletop reviews. There will be more coming down here pretty soon. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I got a bunch of crap laying around and I can't figure out what to do reviews on. Thank you for watching. This has been BELTFEDOPS. Now the recoil, I want to talk about the recoil for a minute. The recoil is what I like to call barky, because it's got a good snap to it. It's like one of those little yiping dogs. That's why I like to call it barky. So it's got a good snap to it, but it makes it fun. I enjoy it. Overall review for the pistol, 8 out of 10. One of them being ammunition availability and the god-awful thumb magazine release.